Yo guys, and welcome back to another stream. And today's stream is basically a live Q&A session right here. But yeah, basically this is the live Q&A for the short film season 1. If you guys don't know what that actually includes, I basically I put up some Instagram stories. I'm just gonna get the child right now, but yeah, basically I put up some Instagram stories, and I asked for you guys to give me some questions, and you guys you guys did give me some questions. Quite a lot of questions actually came in, so we're gonna basically be answering all of these questions in this live Q&A quick fire right now. So I'm just gonna give it a little minute for people to start showing up. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly post on my Instagram story, just say that we are doing a live Q&A and all of that kind of stuff, just before we get started. So let's go on the story. But yeah, anyway, I asked for you guys to basically ask me questions, and I'm going to answer them in this video for all of the films. So from the creator's crystals all the way to the creator's master plan, including ideology, time, strength, romance, horror, evil, and creativity too. So I'm just going to basically shove this on my Instagram story right now. Okay, let's go. Yo guys, so I am actually live on my YouTube channel right now, and basically just going to do a little live Q&A for some films. So yeah, just come and watch the live stream. Join. So yeah, just going to put this in. But yeah, basically, live Q&A, the gist of it, you guys probably get the gist of it right now, but yeah. Okay, right, just gonna shove this on my Instagram story. There we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through the films and answer all of your personal questions on the films. I'm also gonna answer any questions in the live chat. So if you've got any questions, dump them in the live chat, and I might actually answer them. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get round to it because I've got like a ton of questions to answer. So yeah, if you want to be early to these live streams, and like if you want to get your questions in early so that I'm like guaranteed to actually answer them, basically whenever I do these live streams, I post to my Instagram story about it and ask for questions. So basically, if you want to do that, just follow my Instagram, and that will be at official_Dan_B. Okay, that story's up. Let's go to the questions because we're about to open them. Let's check the live chat first, and then get straight in to these questions. So let's see so there are people in this chat. But yeah, we're about to get into the first questions for the first film, which is the sequel film. No, the prequel film, sorry. Which is the creator's crystals. Quick question, what made you want to be a creator? Okay, so basically when I was younger, I always used to basically just really be into YouTube, and you know, I've always been into like filmmaking and creating and stuff like that. So basically, YouTube was kind of the platform to put all of that kind of stuff on. So I decided, why not become a YouTuber? And then that happened, and then this channel happened, and I got 24,000 subscribers apparently off this. So yeah, that went out pretty well. But yeah, anyway, let's get into some of these questions right here, right now. I will scroll back quite a bit. Okay, right. So, okay, so the first question about the creators' crystals was actually through Instagram. And they said, were the crystals actually inspired by the Infinity Stones? If so, that's actually awesome. Actually, I didn't actually inspire the Infinity Stones. Actually, didn't inspire the crystals. Like they just kind of came, like so. Obviously, I bought them going back a few years ago, and obviously after watching some like my Juggernaut stuff, and then basically I kind of made them into what they are now. Um, through my actual films. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So it's like the creators' crystals really did create all of the crystals and shit. It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, into some more questions. Anything you would change? Yeah, pretty much everything about this film. Nah. Honestly, I'm not a huge believer in changing my films and work and stuff, honestly. So, you know, it is how it is at the time. If I would have improved on a few things, 100% be some of the camera angles and stuff. I would 100% like want to really improve that a bit more with some of the stuff in that film. But yeah, basically, I think for the time it was definitely perfect. For the time anyway, not now. But yeah, at the time it was definitely perfect for a prequel film, and I think it fit perfectly. Most challenging part. I think honestly, the most challenging part for the Creator's Crystals, was probably actually shooting it in the end of summer with all the heat, because there was massive heat wave at the time, and I was wearing shorts in the video, but it was still damn hot in that room, even though it was like night. Favorite part. So my favorite part of the Creators Crystals, I'd probably say, I do like the whole style of it, like just a dark room. I actually enhanced the darkness of the room in the editing, to make it even darker than it was. But basically, I just love the vibe of that video. It's like it works pretty well. What inspired the ideas of the film? Honestly, I just kind of came up with the idea. I know I wanted I know basically I wanted a film to prequel in from Mirror Man, so I decided basically what comes in between Ideology and Mirror Man, and then basically just created that, and created something to intro the time decibels. So, yeah. Now we are basically moving on to ideology questions, but before we do that, I'm going to go and check the live chat again, see if any more of you have joined. Yeah, apparently more of you have joined, which is cool. Hey, have you read my DM questions yet? I haven't actually read them yet. I'm literally just starting on the ideology questions. But yeah, basically at the end, I'm going to be reading all of the random questions and all of the sort of mixed questions about all the films. So that's kind of the structure of this live stream, if you get what I mean. So let me just go ahead real quick and read out all of the ideology questions. Yeah, I'm going to do these in order as well. So, ideology questions. Okay, right, let's go. What made you choose the shots that you did? Now, I've got to say, in ideology, I actually like the shots. I like the different locations too. 100%, like, shooting half of the film in this room, kind of becoming a designer of this teleport, and then half of the actual film was shot out in another location. So obviously, props to Katie for shooting that scene as well, coming up clutch like last minute. So yeah, I kind of got the idea, shot it, and I actually think the shots were cool. Was remembering the script hard? No, actually, for a lot of these short films, remembering the script is not hard, because the films are generally quite small, so it's more actions than actual lines, if you get me. So I basically managed to hit the lines first time, a lot of the time. But sometimes, obviously, I had outtakes, but if you want to check out the outtakes, check out the behind the scenes. Is there anything you'd do better? Honestly, if I was to do anything better, I'm just going to get with the films so that you guys know what I'm talking about. So we're on ideology right now, which is this film. So yeah, basically, if there's anything I could do better, I think, honestly, make this film longer. Like, it was only 8 minutes, only just over 8 minutes with the credits, and I know the short films, but I think I should have pushed them to be a little bit longer, like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, a lot of these films are really short, and they do fit well, and they do tell the story well, but I think I should have made them a little bit longer. Especially Ideology. Like, that's one of the shortest films. And when making the short film, what improvements did you think you made from the previous film? So with this short film, basically, I think that I think that this story was a lot more interesting than the Creator's Crystals. Like, writing-wise, 100% more interesting than the Creator's Crystals. So that's, like, the biggest improvement. Again, Creator's Crystals was kind of made last minute as a prequel, so I'm not, like, too bad for, like, creating that last minute. Also, it's longer, too. I don't know why. What made you to decide that you're going to be the only character in this film? Well, honestly, this film, for all of the films, I had to pick a main subject. So for Ideology, it was inventing, and I think that the film naturally was set just around this one character and his inventions, and I think that's just, like, something that it's just really, really fit the film. If I needed more people for a film, I'd bring more people in for the film, but I think that this film with more people would just be too crowded for an 8-minute film. Like, I don't want to overcrowd the scenes with people, or add people for the sake of adding people. What made you choose the costume for the Creator? So basically, the costume does vary throughout the entire films, and this is because I wanted a different costume for each film. I just thought it was much nicer to have a different costume for each film. It just gives it a different bit of a look, and yeah, it just really, really changes up the Creator, I suppose, in each film, because he does play kind of like the main role, but also different types of roles, because all of the different types of films are of different genres. You must have had a lot of patience whilst creating all of the shots in this film. How long did it take, and did you create this one? How long did it take to create this one specifically? Yeah, personally, it did take quite a while to shoot this short film. I think I did actually get it shot in like 2 to 3 days, because I did a lot of the room stuff in like over 2 days, and then 1 day basically just for all the outdoor shots, which I think was pretty cool. Took a lot longer to edit though, because editing takes longer. Did any other creators' films inspire anything in this film? Honestly, I didn't know, not really. Like, this one just kind of came to my head, really, and there wasn't any, like, other films that really inspired this one. It was more from just me kind of coming up with the story on the spot and really developing that. How was it doing the majority of everything on your own? Yeah, doing an entire film basically by yourself is definitely hard. I'm so glad that I had Katie to do the cameraman stuff, camera woman stuff, whatever. LGTVs. basically, if yeah, basically, it just really, really helps having a cameraman for what that one scene. Camera woman, I don't know. Like, what's the specific term? Camera person. There we go. That works. Um, how did it feel to have so much creative control over ideology? Yeah, honestly, making films for YouTube is so good because I have 100% creative control over everything, and it feels so good to have creative control over literally everything. Because I can make these films literally anything that I want them to be. The only thing that would actually restrict the film for me would be budget, so I've got to make sure that this does fall within the budget and works pretty much fine for that. Did anything in the short film inspire things for other short films up and coming? Yeah, I guess the whole teleport thing does feed into Time, which is the next short film, and I think yeah, the teleport thing definitely is inspired, I guess you could say, by this one. So yeah. What genre is it? I would say that this is kind of a mystery genre. Like, it's kind of a detective like genre. Like the character has to kind of solve this kind of mystery of where the gem is. Like, he's got to kind of use this teleport that he's just invented, to basically go and find this gem, which he thinks is a gem, but it's obviously a creator's well, it's basically the time decimal. Speaking of time, we're going to go on to the time questions in a second, but for now, we are literally going to go check the chat, the live chat right now. See what you guys are saying. Okay, yeah, ideology, I remember filming that. Thank you. Yeah, no, ideology was definitely good. Like, honestly, my favorite part of ideology is the bit that we actually filmed, because I don't know, the aesthetics of that is just so much nicer than the rest of it, I guess. Like, I was kind of stuck in my room for the rest of it, so yeah. Although it was pretty good. I did like the close-ups on the teleport and stuff too, so I guess it was all pretty well shot. Smarties, McFlurries. Smarties, McFlurries. Okay, right, I'm gonna go straight back into these questions for time, as we literally don't have as much time left to do these, but I'm just gonna try and get through these questions absolutely quick-fired, and I'm gonna go through the next two short films, and then take a break, and then do two, and then take a break. So, time. So what do you think that your acting improved in this one, even though it is only the second short film? Honestly, yeah, I think the acting throughout these short films has definitely gotten better. Like, I'm improving, guys. I'm improving. What inspired the concept? So honestly, two huge inspirations to time. One, obviously, the time travel element is kind of inspired by Doctor Who. But the main inspiration for time is probably Back to the Future. Like, the whole concept of him going back to go and, like, redo his test and pass it kind of fits in with the whole Back to the Future thing. And I have watched Back to the Future before, many times, obviously. And I do enjoy that film, so, yeah, Back to the Future is probably one of the main inspirations. Why the heck did your character sleep outside of your bed covers? Honestly, so the bed covers obviously changed mid-scene. Yep, continuity and issues, can definitely say that. I then added a line into the script to complement that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a warm day when I shot this, so so obviously he slept on top of the bed covers because of that reason, and not because I didn't want to ruin my entire bed for a video, well, for a film. Actually, I could have done that. I did that for bruises. Why didn't I do that now? Anyway, I think he was just taking a nap, I guess. Yeah, you take naps on the top of your bed, right? The dialogue in this film was really effective to the storyline. It was easy. Was it easy to write? And did you have to retake anything? Honestly, I don't think there was many retakes in this film. And that's mainly because the dialogue was pretty simple. I think because it was literally a time travel film, you kind of know what you're doing, and you're kind of interacting with the whole classroom thing too. So, not really had to do a lot of retaking and stuff. But yeah, the dialogue was definitely effective to the storyline, because that's obviously how you knew what was going on in the film. Was the script easy to remember, or did you have to improvise at any point? No, the script was pretty easy to remember in that point, in that sense of things. What happened when your character sort of froze and got confused, and everything turned pink? I don't know how to word it, but I don't get it. I have no idea. That film. I'm definitely going to have to rewatch these films. I haven't rewatched them in a while. So, I'm not too sure on that one. But yeah. Maybe you guys might see something pretty soon. Something to do with glitches. Okay, spooky. Right, okay. No, I'm going to get on with these questions. So, what genres would you categorize the film into? Yeah, 100% sci-fi. Sci-fi genre, 100 million percent. How did you decide on the soundtrack for the short film? Honestly, when I'm making short films and stuff, I just put in the songs that really, really work with these scenes. So I just trial and error different songs, and then put the ones that work into the scenes. Will there be anything from this film in the future projects? Probably the teleport. That usually crops up, but apart from that, not really. This is just a standalone story for the most part. How was it having one actor in the film along with editing, directing, etc. all by itself? It was kind of nice, because going from the last film, which was kind of shot with another person, it was kind of nice just to be able to get through that film really quickly, because I managed to shoot it all in like 2 days and then edit it straight away, and yeah, it really, really works. Is there anything specific that you would change or improve on? With time, probably not. I mean, there was going to be an entire alternate version of Time, which I'm going to release the alternate trailer for Time at some point soon, so stay tuned for that. But there was going to be an alternate version of Time that was actually shot inside of college when I was back in college, but obviously that didn't go through, and we have the one that we have today, which, to be honest, I think probably would have turned out better, because it really, really does fit in with the whole 2020 online school thing. So yeah, now on to the strength questions. How was it creating a film with minimal to no dialogue? Yes, so actually, fun fact, in Strength there was literally zero dialogue. I wanted this to be a modern day silent movie, and I think I actually pulled it off pretty well. So Strength is, obviously, we're looking at films, this film right here. Why did the masked character keep on killing all of the other characters off? So basically, the Mirror Man in this situation... So basically, in this situation, this short film is basically Strength, as it says. So the characters have to actually kind of duel each other, and basically, it's the strongest character wins, and the creator basically wins all of the time, because he is one of the strongest characters in my whole series and stuff. So that's kind of what the whole film was about. Did this short film include mind control and the manipulation? Because the masked characters seem to make the other characters kill themselves. yeah, I guess at this point, like the character, the Guardian, who was actually versus the Mirror Man. So at this point in the film, the Guardian, it seems pretty confident, and then he obviously turns and actually kills himself. And this is just kind of extreme, like, hallucination from the Mirror Man's point of view. Like, he kind of gets inside of the Guardian's head and causes him to do that, because I genuinely didn't want the Mirror Man to just pull the gun and shoot every single character, because that would just be really, really boring for a silent movie. I wanted there to be a little bit more depth to the actual movie. I say movie, it's like 8 minutes long, short film. Was it hard to keep the continuity going with all the props and things, so on? Yeah, it definitely was, because I played all of the characters again, so jumping from character to character, it took a very long time to shoot this film, but once it was shot, I was very happy with it. As well as it being like light at night too, so I had to actually shoot this all quite late on. What did the film add to the whole story arc? So basically, obviously, the creator then winning the crystal so that he could add it to his collection was the main addition to the story arc. How did it feel to get rid of characters so quickly? Honestly, it didn't feel any different, to be honest. Like, these characters did kind of go quickly, but also, like, I may possibly be elaborating on these characters in the future, so definitely stay tuned if you enjoyed this short film. What was the goal with this film was the goal of this film to shock the audience? Honestly, no. I wanted this whole film to just be... I wanted this film to kind of be something that the audience would interpret for themselves. So I didn't want to basically just say, here's the story and here's what happens. I wanted the audience to kind of make judgments on the characters. I wanted the audience to basically figure out things for themselves. So sometimes maybe putting it on a second watch or a third watch, you might actually notice more things throughout this particular film. What genres would you say this film is in? Honestly, probably go for the mystery kind of genre, kind of horror genre too, because there is a lot of dark scenes in it that could be seen as slight horror. But I would say it was kind of mystery. But then again, you could add a little bit of action to it as well because of the gunfight and stuff too. Did anything inspire you when writing / creating the short film? Honestly, again, this is another one of these short films that I just plucked out of my memory, and just came up with over time. So I've had this kind of idea that I wanted to do some kind of musical piece, which was like a silent movie for a while, so I decided to just push this and get this film done as strength. Why did you choose the music that you used? Now, yeah, honestly, the music in this short film, I absolutely love, like 100%. This music's so mysterious and fits this film so well. The visuals hit with the actual audio so well too, and I think it just worked really well. What part of the film are you most proud of? I'm kind of happy with all of it, like 100%. The film as a whole was kind of a big success. Like, making a silent movie, but making one that lasted for 8 minutes and was actually interesting is something that I'm very, very happy with, obviously. With this, like, short film and stuff. So, 100%, I am very, very happy with that and kind of proud of this film, too. If you were to improve anything, what would it be? All I've got to say again is probably make it a bit longer. Because all of the things in this short film, I actually thought I kind of nailed this short film. This is one of my favourite ones out of all of them, to be honest. Did you find it easy or difficult acting by the community, by communicating with hand gestures. How did you feel it got? Did you feel it got across the emotions you were aiming to? So with all the hand gestures and stuff, I just wanted them to have some form of communication that wasn't actually speaking. So doing the whole hand gestures thing, it was kind of making it mysterious and creepy, and I think it just adds to the whole vibe of the film too. I think it does add to this whole vibe of strength. And now that we have came to the end of strength, I'm gonna go and check what you guys have been saying in the live chat and respond to anything that's there, and then we're gonna go on to the next short film, which is Romance. So people say 80s movies vibes. Yeah, that was cool. Strength was my favorite of the short films. Oh, Batson came and said, "Where are you getting these questions from, bro? Is this pre-recorded?" No, this is actually live. I put some questions out on my Instagram, basically, for this actual... Yeah, so Nat said obviously it's live, but they got the questions through Instagram. So yeah, basically I put out like the questions from on my Instagram story, and then people like actually asked the questions, and then I just kind of like copied the questions down and then just reading them straight from Instagram, I guess. But yeah, yeah, and then I'm obviously checking the chat again to catch any extra questions. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next film right here, which is Romance. So yeah, if you got any questions, just add them to the live chat. I will be reading through this hopefully and getting as many questions off as possible. But Romance is the next short film right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and read these questions right here. Okay, so how was it having two actors in this short film compared to having one of the previous ones? Yeah, I did actually think that having two actors in this film was just like so much better. Like it just really bounced off, like the dialogue bounced off one another and stuff like that. But also, this film is about romance, and to have romance, it is usually required to have like two people. So that was the main reason why I actually used two actors in this, because we kind of needed it for a romance film. Imagine having romance film with literally one person speaking to themselves. Like, that's just a film about somebody going insane, probably. How was the editing process for this? How was the editing process for this one? I actually enjoyed editing this one. Like the lightning flashes and stuff. I did actually kind of enjoy that. I thought it was pretty cool. How was the filming process, and did it take longer than the others due to having more actors? No, actually it didn't take longer because we shot most of the stuff in one day, and then just added all of the extra bits on from another day's shoot. But 100%, I think that it actually shot a lot quicker because we had two people, and obviously Nat, you're one of them, and honestly, you remembered all the stuff that I told you to remember pretty easily. We had like little to no mess ups on the day, and filming just went really smooth. So I'm happy with that. What would you say inspired the idea? Again, this is one of the films that I just plucked from my head. Saying like I'm literally plucking hairs from my head or something. But yeah, literally, this film was inspired by myself. I know that sounds really cheesy, but fuck it. I basically just thought of the idea and wrote the film, and yeah, there we go. How was it writing a film within the romance genre? So obviously I've never done a romance film before, So I had to really, really be careful with how I wrote it so that it would turn out well. And I wanted to make this film a lot different to most other romance films, because a lot of romance films have happy endings and stuff like that, whereas this film, I didn't want that happy ending, and I just wanted to basically make a film that didn't have an happy ending but was still a romance film, and yeah, basically romance was born. How would you say that your short film stands out from the rest of the genre? Yeah, again, basically the ending is a pretty big part in that. Most romance films do turn out to have a really happy ending, and I didn't want to do that because it's cheesy. And literally everyone's seen that before, so I wanted to do something different. Will there be any returning characters? No, honestly, I didn't want to return any of the characters in this one. Like, I think Rose's character being killed off was the perfect ending to this standalone story, because I wanted this to be a standalone short film as much as this actually being part of something too. Why did you kill Rose off? Lol. Just love the lol on the end of that. But yeah, why did I kill Rose off? So basically, again, I just wanted this to be a standalone story, and if I kept Rose alive, I think this would have just been the same as any other romance story, and I think this would also have just been like something to say Rose could return in the future, when I just wanted it to be a standalone story, basically. What's your favourite part? I kind of like the cinematics around the lightning part. Like, I think the story was kind of well written with that twist. So, that's probably one of my favourite parts about it. And obviously having that in it. Like, to have my girlfriend feature in a film is cool, definitely. It makes a change from me actually making these films basically by myself. If you were to give yourself any improvements, what would they be? Again, this was one of the films that fell short at only 6 seconds, over 8 minutes. Probably should have been a longer film, but honestly, the deadline for these short films was so tight that it's crazy that I actually have them all out as they are, if you get what I mean. So yeah, next short film is horror. And I'm going to read out all of the questions for the horror short film now. So, do you think this is the best film? This is your best film in the horror genre? So basically, any other film I'd say in the horror genre would probably be Lights Out, and this film, like, absolutely smashes Lights Out by a mile. I 100% think this film is like a million times better, and I think the whole horror concept was like basically handled a lot better than when I did Lights Out. How did you come up with the concept? A lot of the concept for this one came from abandoned places videos. Like YouTubers like Ali Law going to abandoned places overnight, and also YouTubers like TGF, who went to abandoned places and then added like jump scares in and stuff like that. I thought making an abandoned building really, really creepy again, for the sake of a film, and also have it play into the narrative, it would just be something that would make for a cool concept. Was the lighting originally that dark, or did you make it darker in the editing? It really fits the horror theme. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I went into the editing software and basically made all of the blacks a lot blacker and dimmed all of the lighting in this, so that obviously you can still see things, but obviously the background is a lot more blacked out. I think this just fits the horror genre a lot better and makes it a hell of a lot creepier in a lot of the scenes, because you can like barely just see things in the foreground. You included so many different shots. How long did it take for you to get everything perfect? I shot this film over 2 days. I did a couple of late night shoots. Actually, no, I did three actual shoots. One of them was in college to get all of the B-roll footage. One of them was at night to get the half of it, and then the other one was to get the other half of it. So it took in total 3 days to shoot this entire film, and yeah, there's quite a lot of shots in it because I wanted this to be like a decent film. How was it finding the perfect soundtrack? Yeah, I just went and scrolled through and listened to as many different like darker, horror-y type of soundtracks because it had to fit. Do you think you got across everything you planned to have in this short film? Like, did you have a message or anything? No, there was no real message in the short film. Everything that I planned to do with this short film was 100% executed. This actual short film was one of the ones that I actually did as a college project as well. So I just think that I really had to do it thoroughly as well, being in college and it being an actual assignment. But also, this was one of the films I had a lot more time to work on as well. What part was the most difficult and what was the easiest? So the easiest part was probably shooting it at night. Because my camera just seems to work pretty well in them situations where a lot of other cameras would literally be absolutely like terrible in them lighting conditions, but my camera seems to react pretty well. And what was the hardest? Probably the editing in it. Getting everything to the exact same color between the shots is hard when you're individually doing the clips and dimming all the lights in the clips, because you don't want one scene to be lighter than the other for no sense and no reason. So yeah. How do you think you could have made this film better? Good question. Honestly, if I had to add one more thing into this horror short film, it probably would have been a jump scare. And I didn't do it in this horror short film because I wanted it to be kind of different. But then again, horror does kind of include jump scares too. So I kind of would want to experiment with something like that. See if I could actually get one to work. That'd be quite interesting. So, we're going to go on to the evil questions very, very soon. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and check this live chat right now. Oh no, I actually should go on to evil right now because I forgot I was doing 2 films at a time. So yeah, evil questions. Right, here we go. Let's just delve straight into these questions right now. So, did you have this film planned? Wait, did you have this film planned to be in the short film series back when you made it? Honestly, 100% yeah. I actually created the short film series back in 2018, wrote basically everything throughout 2018, 2017, roughly around that time, and basically I decided, yeah, go for I knew I wanted this film part of the series, so that's why I shot it for my final major project in college. So yeah. How was the remastering process? Yeah, I had to remaster this film because well, basically I didn't color grade it back in my first year in college because I just didn't color grade films back then apparently. So I had to color grade everything. I had to add a gunshot visual into it too, so it was definitely taking a bit to... Basically, I just remastered all of the visual effects, and yeah. Was it difficult to put different voices on the characters and narration? Yeah, honestly, it was weird. That kind of voice definitely strained your throat to absolute hell, but I didn't think it sounded good enough as well. I think I should have put like a voice changer on it as well to, you know, make it a lot better. How was the filming process back when you made it? Honestly, was alright. I could have added more shots into it, but that is that. The acting is really good. It was quite easy to get into another character, or quite difficult. Honestly, I find it quite easy to get into character, so switching between the characters is quite easy for me. How did you plan which shots you were going to do where? Well, we actually storyboarded this entire short film, so storyboarding definitely helped to get all of these shots planned, and everything as well. What's the original music you used, and did you add it when you were remastering the film? Everything except for one track was original, and the last track in the actual thing was not original because basically I had to add it in place of a copyright claimed one, so that I could basically make actual money off of the film. By the way, Evil's the film that I just highlighted there too. Was this film supposed to tie into the story at the time? Yes, 100%. Again, this was going to tie into the whole thing anyway. I knew this from about 2018 or 2017. You've had years of work since making this film. How would you say you've improved in your recent stuff compared to this short film? Honestly, I think my shots were not as good back then, 100%. And editing could have been improved a lot. Even though I remastered it, there's a couple of bits that I just think I could have improved on. What would you change if you went back in time to this film? Again, I would have made this film a lot longer. I would have made this short film so much longer. I was actually going to make it a longer short film, but we had to make this short film between, like, something stupid like 3 to 5 minutes for the college course I was on. So, basically, the remastered version added credits onto it, so it's 8 minutes long now. And also added an extra scene. Forgot about that. What did you think you did well? And which parts are you most proud of? So these questions do kind of tie into each other, but I think with this film in particular, the writing was probably one of the strongest points. A lot of the execution of this film could have been done a bit better. But yeah, the strongest point probably for me would have been the writing of this film, and obviously all the dialogue and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to go back over to the live chat for the second to last time. And basically react to some live chat questions too. Another question. How come you changed the idea? I'm sure you're gonna do something else. For the romance film. Yeah, I'm sure I was gonna like slightly do something different, have her like survive, but like the main film was the same, but it was different, I suppose. Oh, also question I missed. Kaisha said hello, and LOLO. Hello. Can you tease any up and coming projects? Maybe in a bit. I'll have to see what I'm doing for that in a bit. But yeah, maybe in a little bit I'll tease some up and coming projects so that you guys can get some, because obviously in these live Q&As I always tease up and coming projects. So I'm going to tell you guys a little few things after I'm done with these last bunch of questions, and this next set of questions is for creativity. So this question was, do you enjoy having full control over everything with this film, acting, editing, directing, etc.? And yeah, I said before, but yeah, I just really love creating films for YouTube, like with like Netflix or other streaming services and other TV shows. A lot of your creative freedom is cut. Now, I'm not going to say this is 100% fact because I don't know 100%. I don't want Netflix to sue me. So, but yeah, there's a lot of creative restrictions on films and stuff. But with YouTube, there isn't that many restrictions. Do you remember the script well? And did you have any retakes? This one has more dialogue than most. Yeah, honestly, I wanted this to be more of a dialogue-based film because I wanted this to wrap up the entire short films thing so that we could come to a natural conclusion for this film. Did you enjoy writing this film? Yeah, I did actually enjoy kind of writing this film. I thought I wanted something insane to end the short film series off with. You mentioned previous characters in this film, Isaac, Santadan, and Robert. Any of them will have some involvement in feature films. Yeah, I know some of these may be coming back. Maybe. You'll have to see. Stay tuned and subscribe. Did you think you gave the ending it needed? Yeah. Honestly, the ending of this whole thing, to wrap it up, I did want this to end, and I was actually not gonna do the creator's master plan. It was just gonna end on creativity, but then I decided to basically go ahead and make a sequel. How was the editing process and the filming process? It was pretty enjoyable. I actually enjoyed editing creativity. It wasn't too bad. The filming process, it was kind of a lot of the same stuff, but it felt quite needed to actually end and wrap this whole thing. Was it fun to make a short film based around the actual creator as such? Yeah, I kind of like when I go outside of things and like talk about the character itself in a short film, playing that character. I think it's cool. But yeah, that is all the creativity questions for this segment. So the next one is the creator's master plan questions, and these are the last questions for the individual short films, and then I have a couple of extra questions added on the end, so I'll do them after this one. So, do you think the sequel was good, and what happened in the previous short film series? Do you think the sequel was good for what happened? Yeah, I think the sequel definitely helps to move it on to the next project. Was the sequel a continuation of the ending of Creativity, right? Assembling the super time decibel in the room where it all began. Yeah, I wanted this whole thing to come full circle. So it starts in the bedroom, ends in the bedroom, starts with the crystals, ends with the crystals, starts with a transition, and ends with a transition. I think this is just like something that goes full circle, wraps up the nice short films neatly, and yeah, basically removes any plot holes or questions. How come you decided that this would be a sequel and not a last episode? I was very, very strict. I wanted 7 episodes to this short film series, and I wanted very specifically 7 standalone episodes. And I thought, I did a prequel, so why not do a sequel? In the next film, will the creator use the super time decibel and try to stop the destroyer? If this wasn't already clear enough in the actual sequel film, this is probably going to be the main, I'd say the main plot line for the feature film, which I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. Is the creator actually portraying the other characters too? He said that he went through 2 wars as 2 different characters. If so, then that's super interesting. Did he create these characters in a story too? The 2 wars that he is actually going through, which is actually the same war, he's actually talking about the Monotone War. Now, obviously, he goes through the Monotone War as Jay Mallow in Monotone, and he then goes through the Monotone War as the Mirror Man in Mirror Man. So actually, that's That's kind of what he's referring to. Who is the destroyer? Well, you're gonna have to wait to find out in the next film. Where did he go when I teleported at the end? Okay, I'll give this bit a little bit. So, he teleported to a different location. Yeah, I know, I've got to be like that. You'll find out in the next film, 100%, because the next film starts where this one ended off. So if you haven't already watched the creator's master plan right here, go and watch it, because you're going to need to see it before this next film. Was it fun writing this short film? Yeah, there wasn't a lot of writing that was involved with this one, because I kind of knew what I wanted anyway, so it was just a case of quickly trying to shoot it when I had the time. And then, because it's basically just a connector film between the short films and this next feature film. And what would you improve if you could? Honestly, I think this sequel is really, really fitting. I think it works perfectly, it wraps everything up, so I don't think I would actually massively improve anything with this one. I'm kind of happy with how it is. And then we have some actual extra questions too. So these are about all of the films together. Are there any ideas you thought of that didn't actually make it into any of these short films? Yes, there are definitely short film ideas that I have. This is why I'm calling this Short Films Season 1. And that is mainly because I have other short film ideas that may be coming in the future. I'm not too sure about when in the future, but I may actually release them. Possibly. I'm not sure. It's whether you guys want the short films, whether you like the short films. So smash a like on this video if you guys like the short films. Let me know so that basically I know. And what was the writing process like for all of the short films? Honestly, the writing process for short films isn't massively long. Like, you'd expect it to be quite long, but all of these short films were literally like 3 or 4 pages long in writing. Like, some were even 2 pages long in writing, but honestly, I think they weren't too hard to actually write. But I actually did enjoy writing them. I actually enjoyed doing all of these back to back, and I think it's quite fun. Yeah. So we're gonna see if you guys are saying anything in the live chat right now, or not. And we are back to the live chat. That is all of the questions right here. So if you guys have any extra random questions about any of these short films, go ahead, put them right now, because I'm going to be ending this live stream very, very soon. So any questions, whack them in the chat, and I will get to answering them too. Well, obviously Katie said, can you tease any up-and-coming projects? Now, yeah, I can do. And I'm going to say, my next project is a feature film. Like 100%. This film is going to be close to an hour long. Probably around the same sort of duration as Mirror Man. Also, this film does definitely have a decent budget too. I put a decent amount of budget into this short film. So, yeah, there's going to be a couple of returning characters. A couple of big things happening in this film. And also, we're going to try a brand new way of promoting this short film too. So please stay tuned for that. Because we're going to actually, for the first time ever, use actual teasers for the short films. For the feature film, sorry. But yeah, basically we're going to use teasers in basically promoting this short film and getting it out to you guys in an interesting way. So I've literally started basically... I've already started shooting for this feature film, so production has officially started on it. It's just a case of actually shooting the entire film, editing it, and getting it out for you guys. But we are estimating it to come out around June time, so stay tuned for June. That was rhyming, but who cares? We already have an edit in the works. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, basically, this next feature film, you know what? I'll leak the title. I'll leak the title because you guys are in this live chat right now. I'm gonna leak this title. I will leak the title 100%. So, the 2022 Danby Enterprises feature film is going to be called The Decibels of Time. There we go. I'm going to let you guys think of what that's going to be totally to do with. It's definitely going to link to these short films. It's definitely going to be a cool feature film. And yeah, if you guys have got any final questions or anything to say, just go into the chat and say some stuff, because I'm going to be wrapping up this live Q&A pretty soon anyway. Actually, I was talking about it, I actually have these props right here, the actual super time decibels. Look guys, they're actually here and they stay together, right? I don't know why I just have them on the top there. How was the Smarties McFlurry? You're referring to the Smarties McFlurry I shoved on my Instagram story the other day. And I've got to say, the Smarties McFlurry was very nice. Yes. Nah, I enjoyed the Smarties McFlurry. They're definitely good. I was half and half about getting Oreo or Smarties, and then I thought, the content, Smarties, 100%. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much the end of this live Q&A right here. If you enjoyed this live Q&A, please make sure to smash a like on this video. Also, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. So please hit the subscribe button, would be massively appreciated. The next film is in the works, as I have said. We are working as hard as we can on it, but I'm also working on a lot of other videos too at the time. Right now, I literally just came out of 2 massive video shoots for today, so I'm literally exhausted. And I still have an entire video to edit tonight, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of this live Q&A, so if you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and there will be another live Q&A coming for the next film, so don't worry about that. We are going to be doing this again at some point in the summer, so that will probably actually be my next live stream too, so go ahead, get ready. Loved it. Yes, you guys are loving this. Right, anyway, so thank you guys for watching this live Q&A. Just comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, don't forget to check out the trailers for all of these short films right here. All of my films, the trailers are in a massive playlist, as well as the films being in a massive playlist too. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.